The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Hello, I'm Maricela Kelleton. This is TVWAN News.
Hello, I'm Carol Kidu Jr. Join me later in the bulletin for your news and sports.
In this edition, VONC motion filed and rejected. Bill tabled to exempt judges from tax. And Nature Park bringing magic to the holiday season. The Private Business Committee this afternoon deliberated on the notice of the motion of the vote of no confidence against Prime Minister James Marape. The opposition filed the motion this morning naming Enga Governor Sir Peter Ipatas as their Prime Minister candidate. After deliberating on the notice, the committee rejected the motion, stating that the reasons mentioned in the motion were similar to what the Parliament had deliberated on in the past, although it has a different nominee for the alternative Prime Minister. Therefore, the Private Business Committee refused to include the motion in the notice paper.
Although the motion of a no confidence name a different alternative Prime Minister. Its main purpose or question is the same substance. It is a notice of motion of no confidence against the same incumbent Prime Minister Honorable James Marape. This was answered by Parliament with a majority vote of 75 against 32 for it on the 12th September 2024 during the previous 12 months. For this, the above reason, it will not be placed on a notice paper.
Minister for Justice and Attorney General to seek Supreme Court clarification on vote of no confidence provision. Minister for Justice and Attorney General Pilar Niningi has announced that he would be asking the Supreme Court to clarify Section 145 and Section 142 of the Constitution whether a second vote of no confidence motion is allowed to be moved against the same Prime Minister. The minister said he has instructed lawyers to institute proceedings under Section 19 of the Constitution to seek the Supreme Court's interpretation and application of constitutional provisions relating to the process of vote of no confidence. Minister Niningi said this is to make sure that the spirit of the VONC provision as envisaged by the Founding Fathers is kept and not abused as seen many times in the past from numerous VONC motions being brought against prime ministers. Former Prime Minister and member for Yalibu-Pangia Peter O'Neill has cautioned the government on the proposed bill for tax exemption on certain public servants in the country. O'Neill was debating during Parliament today on the Income Tax Amendment Bill 2024 presented by the Minister for Justice and Attorney General Pilar Niningi to exempt judges from paying tax on their pension.
Former Prime Minister Peter O'Neill has warned the government to be careful as to how they deal with the Income Tax Amendment Bill 2024 presented by the Minister for Justice and Attorney General Pilar Niningi today in Parliament. Minister Niningi argued that the proposed bill on tax exemption is to provide leeway for judges to be able to seek employment after their retirement from active duties.
I present to this Honourable House the proposed amendments to the Income Tax Act 1959, which aims to exempt taxation from the pensions of judges. Unlike other professions, in terms of service, judges are required to perform their role with impartiality and determine disputes amongst people or interpret laws and that have significant impact on the people.
However, O'Neill contested the proposed amendment bill and said whilst appreciating the work of the judges, there are other public servants like teachers, doctors, and nurses doing the same job as judges, and such exemptions is not fair.
Speaker, as members of the community, we are obligated to also pay our way into this country's well-being. That includes paying taxes. Now, my concern is that if we start exempting certain individuals and certain sectors of our community from their responsibility as citizens of the country, to as workers paying their fair share of the taxes, if we start giving exemptions, where do we stop?
He also raised concerns that money bills like this should be presented by the Minister for Treasury and requires a statement from the Governor General as he deals with money.
But even to select just a specific group of employees of the state to give him specific exemptions, it's a great concern. Mr. Speaker, plenty of doctors, nurses, plenty of teachers, countries are asking government blow you me, lo review the tax blow also by each fortnight because of the cost of living pressures that they are going through. It is not fair to everybody else when we are just trying to look up a select group of people.
O'Neill recommended that the government should increase the wages of the judges rather than amending the bill to exempt judges from paying tax on their pension. Freddie Moe, TVWAN News.
Meantime, provincial member for Northern Gary Juffa supported the call by MP for Yalibo-Pangia Peter O'Neill and urged the government to consider other public servants when amending the proposed income tax bill.
Whilst I agree with the bill in general, I also take note of what the member for Yalibo-Pangia said and said, we have to be very cautious when we're walking down this path of exempting taxes for, a specific part of the community, because then we might have to start considering others. If we have to consider others using the same arguments, then I would propose that we must consider exempting taxes on retirement benefits for public servants and disciplinary forces staff as well.
The plight of the highway between Lae and Bulolo surfaced again today during question time in Parliament. Member for Menyamia Solen Loifa outlined the sorry state this section of the highway is in, despite hosting a number of projects in the area.
During question without notice in Parliament today, Member for Menyamia Solen Loifa asked the Minister for Roads and Highways to explain why the road construction on the Wau-Bulolo highway is not of acceptable standard since it is an important economic road.
La Wau-Bulolo highway lo 2021-20 mi blari mo sem sampla wogem government lo Australia gim sampla halevim lo risla highway. But me one bla use up lo risla highway we over the day night mi plus around go come all people blow Bulolo Wau Waria who and Gulf lo Menyam also rely lo risla road. Lo carry coffee come lo bring mol cargo go back and lo place carry cargo come na salimol fresh vegetables blow.
Loifa was concerned that there are no major consistent road construction, only random patches of work are evident.
Mi work logam loris la road na mi looking plenty work and mi work logam up drifts and drifts here and there clearing na instead of straightening this la road them mi looking was all working more bagarap loris la road na mi road user sim big la bagarap lo bring all Kaigai blomibla na all produce blomibla kamocha lo salim.
Minister Mirisim, in response, acknowledged the importance of the highway, saying that it is an economic road because of the resources that are coming out of the districts, and said this road is listed under the Connect PNG program and the Transnational Highway.
For only this road, Mr. Wanamid law, TSSP, all say the Kisim this project. Now you got all the projects, law country or roads, only give him. One big problem, only give him big kilometer. Now funding only put him in illegally. Then on a meet him. Law seal him, na straight him, all say put him on maintenance, money.
He said the department is in talks with ADB to redesign the road construction.
Then we put him all triple contractors. Law this road now, law walk, law emergency, law maintenance this road. So some road, by play looking more contractors start finish, and we start work long and so once design the details and we come out, we like appeal long all districts of the Wau-Bulolo, na Miniamia, also part Wau-Bulolo, also this road, and we play by giving priority.
Frida Kana, TV1 News.
Minister for International Trade Richard Maru says the country needs an oil palm company of its own to ensure fair trade and regulation of this sector. Maru also confirmed that the investigation team probing the oil palm industry in East New Britain are currently in the province to ascertain the complaints by the farmers on the prices of oil palm in the province.
Minister for International Trade Richard Maru has called on the government to establish a nationally owned oil palm company to regulate the industry in the country. Maru made this call today in Parliament when responding to questions from the provincial member for West New Britain, Sasindran Mutuvel. Mutuvel asked for an update on the investigation into the oil palm industry in East New Britain province.
Have you got any plans to start a national oil palm company so provinces like us, West New Britain, can also invest and buy share and be part of that national oil palm company where we can go into this industry? And even if the minister and government can think, we can even buy up the existing companies like this New Britain palm oil.
Where are people being basically robbed of their sweat? As a government, we have to deal with this. We can't continue to ignore the plight of our farmers. We also have to encourage the farmers to give up more land for oil palm. Just for the record of Parliament, in the last 10 years, coffee, the average export for coffee is 510 million a year. Oil palm, 2.5 billion. It is the most important agriculture industry in this country and deserves our attention.
Minister Maru further stated that oil palm is the way forward for the government to create job opportunities in the country as well as improving the growth of the economy.
We have the potential to create a couple of million jobs in the oil palm industry and actually grow the export revenue from 2.5 billion currently to over 20 billion ourselves. If we did the investigation and looked at reforming law policy and make it appealing for our people to free up land for oil palm development.
Furthermore, Maru said he will be submitting a policy for oil palm in collaboration with the Minister for Oil Palm, Francis Maneke, to the National Executive Council for approval to establish PNG's own oil palm company.
I will be bringing a submission to Cabinet with my colleague Oil Palm Minister very shortly to get Cabinet approval to start our own oil palm company. Other people cannot come and treat us like this. This is our land. We must take action. We must own the industry. Why not? We've been in the oil palm industry for over 50 years, and we are looking to take over that industry.
Freddie Mo, TV1 News.
You're watching TV1 News. Mining and exploration licenses granted to various companies and TPA signs MOU with immigration to boost tourism. Those stories and more after the break.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSP Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSP branch today to register now for BSP Mobile Banking. BSP Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSP, our bank, our people.
He says the best Hunters players come from his region. So does she. But there's one thing that brings everyone together. SB Laga, Bunyamyumi.
All right, man. Show me some good slippers around here.
Boss man, boss man, boss man.
Good, you want. Strong like you, smart like me. Yeah, I hope they don't break. Now surely look his son. This is Relaxo. Strong plus shred. Should I try them on you? No, please. I'll take them. Relaxo. Very strong, lasts long.
Open hands.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo in milk taste and added nutrients, Milo in milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Fine PNG made.
Welcome back. 5 new mining licenses and an extension for 17 exploration licenses were granted to various companies by the Mineral Resources Authority. The ceremony was officiated by the Minister for Mining, Wau-Bulolo, constituting the first signing since taking office as Minister responsible. On Tuesday this week, Minister for Mining Wau-Bulolo acknowledged the parties involved in the deliberation and approval of the tenements registered for and granted mining tenements or licenses. The entire process of tenement applications, processing and approval is administered by 6 sections of the Mining Act 1992. The minister thanked the investors for their compliance to due processes and mining legislation of the country.
So license people give him MD na all media team me amamas at least almost kissing me go na one more talk lo make him almost make him. All no can carry me go na go lo one number na paine money or go lo paine equipment or go na wasting time na this line camera lo expiry. Suppose people got enough manpower na enough resource maybe into the future also next year and another player. Maybe you mean give him ample time also 1 maybe 2 years or kind of some na. Then you mean walk him follow up legally na. Looking one him or walk him long. Upside way all kiss him license long na.
Minister Goy further thanked the Mineral Resources Authority and the Mining Advisory Council for ensuring all procedural and regulatory compliance requirements were observed, for the processing and recommending to the Minister for these grants to be issued.
Our standing in the globe as an investment destination is very important. The quicker we process the applications, the quicker the process, it makes this jurisdiction, it will make this jurisdiction better than other jurisdictions. So the turnaround time for processing application is very important. It's an important milestone that will determine whether we are a good investment destination or not.
Tenement holders who are granted licenses to undertake any operation, either exploration or mining, were strictly advised to carry out the work programs within the time frame of the license and avoid unnecessary extensions and variations. The legislation and system will be improved to filter off unnecessary extensions and variations to encourage positive investments and timely development works in the industry henceforth. 17 companies were granted extension of their licenses, while 5 new licenses have been granted to Front Runner Exploration, Kumul Minerals Limited, Grand Sands Mining Company Limited, and 2 licenses to Chryso Resources. About 45 PNG men and women comprising members of the Royal Papua New Guinea Constabulary and Correctional Institute Services received international awards for their bravery and commitment in assisting Solomon Island forces during the 2021 call-out. The 45, made up of 22 Special Services Division, 9 Task Force members and 14 CIS officers, received the international awards presented to them by the Solomon Islands government yesterday in Port Moresby. They were part of the call-out under the Solomon International Assistance Force PNG Contingent 1 in 2021, deployed to assist SI's disciplinary forces to restore normalcy during the crisis at that time. Contingent Commander at that time, Pero Drano, said they were determined with an aim and objective to not only assist other forces to restore normalcy, but to save lives and ensure they would represent Papua New Guinea with pride and honor. The Royal Papua New Guinea Constabulary, in partnership with the Australia Police in Partnership, hosted a march to end violence against women and girls today in Port Moresby under the theme, I will stand up, speak out and act to prevent men's violence against women and girls.
Stand up, speak out and act to prevent men's violence against women and girls. The executives, in solidarity, raised awareness of the issue of violence against women and girls through the march, which started at Burko bus stop and ended at Burko police station. And City Metropolitan Superintendent Silva Sika, who is a strong advocate of violence against women and girls, said this is a chronic issue that happens around the world, including the police force as well. Therefore, he said this march demonstrates their commitment to end violence and discrimination against women and girls, both in the force and in the communities.
Public as well. What we've done today, especially for us in RPNs, is to show and demonstrate to everyone here in the world that we are against violence against a woman. Every step that you've taken from the bus stop over here, you did not take the step. You was taking the step with the sweat and your body completely, saying that no to beat my wife when I'm wearing this uniform in RPNGC.
In sharing similar sentiments, Chief Sergeant Rachel Pinda of the Sexual Offence Squad stressed the lack of respect towards the women folk that's leading to violence. She said violence will only end when there is respect, care, love, and value for women and girls, starting from the home.
Now you messed up in this time. Violence starts in the house. It's how we raise our kids back home. It's how they come out and represent us in the public. It starts back home. You have to discipline within the house. So when they come out, they show how you discipline them in the house.
Meanwhile, APP Detective Inspector Brad Loins said APP partnered with RPNGC to host this march as a show of strength to say no to violence against women and girls.
It stands as a call to action, a declaration that enough is enough. It's essential that we rise together and say loudly and clearly, violence against women and girls will not be tolerated.
Tracy Pa, TVWAN News.
The Papua New Guinea Immigration and Citizenship Services Authority and the Tourism Promotion Authority have signed a landmark memorandum of understanding to strengthen cooperation and data sharing. This agreement aims to enhance tourism promotion and immigration services to benefit the local economy.
In a significant move to bolster tourism and immigration services, the Papua New Guinea Immigration and Citizenship Services Authority and the Tourism Promotion Authority have forged a groundbreaking partnership by signing a Memorandum of Understanding aimed at enhancing collaboration and data sharing. Acting Chief Migration Officer Wellington Navasivu emphasized the significance of the partnership, noting that it aligns with the efforts of both agencies in facilitating the movement of tourists. He highlighted that challenges from working in isolation in previous years will now be addressed through collaborative measures.
The challenges that we face today requires that we collaborate more. Absolutely. The challenges that our government, or the tasks that our government entrusts us to undertake, and the change in the global trends of tourism and migration requires that we work more together, more closely and more coherent together.
Navasivu also pointed to the government's removal of visa fees and the introduction of visa on arrival, which has significantly boosted tourist arrivals and positively impacted the economy. TPA CEO Eric Mosman Uvovo praised the collaboration, stating that the MOU positions PNG as a premier global tourist destination by providing a seamless travel experience for international visitors.
The interest coming from our different source market in terms of tourism travel coming into Papua New Guinea has increased. In the cruise tourism space, it has significantly increased, and so has other tourism areas within Papua New Guinea. And many times I get to ask the question, we're having issues with visa, and I simply tell them, yes, I understand that, but we will be working with our sister agency, the Office of Immigrations, to ensure that we provide a service that is seamless for travelers, international travelers, to come into our country.
He commended the efforts of both agencies in achieving this milestone and reaffirmed their shared commitment to making PNG an attractive destination for tourism and investment. Implementation of the MOU will begin immediately. Carol Kido Jr., TV1 News.
Port Moresby Nature Park is bringing the magic of the holiday season to life with its Christmas in the Park festivity, set to run from December 10 to 25 under the enchanting theme Mystical Forest.
This much-anticipated event aims to bring individuals, families, and corporate organizations together to celebrate the joy and goodwill of Christmas through a variety of engaging activities. The celebrations will feature a Christmas choir competition from December 10th to the 15th on the central lawn, where talented groups will serenade visitors with festive songs.
The Nature Park as well is a very safe place in Port Moresby for families to come. And we wanted to create that fun and the excitement and do things that are really different as well. We've had such fun during the year.
From December 16th to the 20th, children aged 6 to 16 can join Santa's workshop at Palm Grove to create holiday crafts and enjoy interactive experiences. The grand finale will be a kids and family fun day running from December 21st to the 25th, offering entertainment and activities for all ages. Adding to the festivities, the park will give away free trees to encourage reforestation, raise environmental awareness, and enhance the city's natural beauty during the holiday season.
So we've got a great program over the next 3 weeks, and this part of the year for us, after delivering our incredible conservation messages, our education to over 30,000 school children, is our time to show the community how much we care about them. So we've invited church groups over for our choir competition, and encouraging people to get together with their children, with their families in the park, and really enjoy a good kai-kai, some good fun and games with our education team, and the setup that we've got for some great photo opportunities with the gingerbread men and candy canes.
As Papua New Guinea's premier attraction, Port Moresby Nature Park is committed to preserving the country's unique flora and fauna while creating memorable experiences for the community. The park invites everyone to join in this magical celebration and make this Christmas truly special. Carol Kidu Jr., TV1 News.
And now the finance news. The kina closed unchanged at $0.2518 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying $0.2443 $0.3747 Australian dollars, $0.2256 euro, and 37.9 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, gold, coffee, cocoa, palm oil, and copper closed higher. Crude oil closed lower, and copper closed the day unchanged. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed higher, the ASX closed higher, and all ordinaries closed higher as well. This is TV1 News. We'll bring you the day's other stories when we return. Stay tuned.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase easy paid units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
Hiya, Mama. You wait time, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magic kakaru, get up and big smile on face. Time for kimchi and a great kumutu. Sip, sip, the mumu, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, the taste PNG loves.
Right across the nation, we eat snacks crackers. Emi trupla. All get a young plan alapun, only like him snacks crackers. Only make him here, no PNG, one-time lay biscuit company. It's crunchy and tasty. It's irresistible.
Enjoying life when we work together, making happy memories that last forever. Hot in talk, young or old, a scale-raised family meal with home. We'll bring out the smiles cause it's our favorite of mine. Tennessee cola, scale rice on scale price. Tennessee cola, scale rice on scale price. Amber, you like it?
Welcome back. Digicel PNG marketing team brought smiles to orphans, mothers and children living with HIV and AIDS who are supported through the Life PNG Care and I Care For You Foundation with donation of Christmas gifts today in Port Moresby. As part of the company's social responsibility, the team visited the organizations to issue the gifts, showing the company's support in giving back to those in need, especially the vulnerable group of people in the communities.
The Digicel PNG marketing team first visited the I Care For You Foundation, located at Gereka, an organization that provides rehabilitation services to marginalized women and children living with HIV and AIDS. The team presented Christmas gifts to the mothers and their children while also donating a dummy check of 5,000 kina to support the foundation. I Care For You General Manager Crystal Nita said they take care of about 100 to 150 marginalized mothers and their babies living with HIV and AIDS. The support from Digicel will go towards supporting the babies and their mothers through this festive season.
From Digicel will go towards serving our community, reaching the babies and the mamas who need them, and just, I guess, we always find it's such a pleasure of ours that you help us to extend to our community, especially over Christmas, like to be able to give and for them to be on the receiving end of just your generosity, and yeah, for you to help us in that way to be hands and feet to our community.
Nita thanked Digicel for this kind of support that will go a long way in not just putting a smile on their faces, but recognizing them as members of the communities and not marginalized group of people. The team later visited Life PNG Care at Garahu. They presented Christmas gifts to the orphans and toiletries, food and other necessities to the orphanage to support its work. Life PNG Care National Director Colin Yakio thanked Digicel for the donation that has put smiles on their faces this Christmas, something they will treasure and be thankful for when they leave the organization.
So PNG coming this way is also it's commendable, and we thank them for visiting us and sharing the gifts to the kids. As children, as Christmas is around the corner, and it is a time where everyone try to, have a fun and joy, and also remember what Christmas means to us. So that part of joy, what Digicel has demonstrated and shared that love and visited Life PNG Care is something commendable. We really appreciate the Digicel team for visiting us and at least put a smile on the kids' face.
Tracy Pa, TV1 News.
A graduate mechanical engineer in search of job opportunities in China has found himself not just a decent job in his profession, but an extra job as a boxer. He has been ranked the second best boxer after participating in a recent Chinese provincial competition. Norman Abel is now getting the limelight for his skills in boxing.
Norman Abel was a student at Port Moresby Technical College not so long ago. While there, he looked for overseas scholarship opportunities and managed to secure one in China. Norman spent the next 4 years at the Guangxi University of Science and Technology until last year, when he completed his studies.
So this year, January, I graduated.
Norman graduated with a degree in mechanical engineering and returned to PNG. However, there wasn't much job opportunities. He then decided to go back to China to look for a job. During the job hunt period, Norman decided to hit the gym, and that's where he met luck.
The manager took me and said, "Oh, we have some fight coming up, so if you want to fight, I will make some arrangements for you and you will participate in those competitions." And then
Norman took part in Chinese kickboxing at Liu Tai Mixed Martial Arts Boxing and was quickly recognized as the second best boxer in the second competition in Guangxi Province, South China. The news spread and the media was abuzz with news of a foreigner fighting in a provincial competition. Many offered jobs, assistance, and finally, Norman got a job offer.
my message to them is like, we have to look outside of the box, see if there's some opportunities outside. That thought was flashed into my mind.
Norman now resides in China and is ready to take on his new job, while at the same time taking part in kickboxing. Jasmine Irajak, TV1 News.
The Department of Provincial and Local Level Government Affairs this week received outstanding counterpart funding for the implementation of the Rural Service Delivery Project in Rigos Central Rural LLG in Central Province. The Rigo District Development Authority presented the check of over 278,000 kina to the Rural Service Delivery Project this week. This counterpart funding will support the delivery of 12 community sub-projects currently underway in the district. Rigo's Central Local Level Government is one of the 4 LLGs in Central Province selected under RSDP and has been making significant progress with a total value of more than 1 million kina invested across its 12 wards. All sub-projects are on track for completion by March 2025.
As we are rolling out the program, we need to send this message loud and clear to our people on the ground. This is something new that I think we've done. Something interesting and something good we've done. We're putting money through these programs right into the local, into the ward, village economy. RSTP project is one of the projects that is actually making impacts at the rural communities. We have reactivated the WDC Ward Development Committee and also helped improve the capacity of the recipient LLGs. And there's a component where we also build the capacities of the LLGs to host the project.
The project, especially for Rigo District and Rigo Central Rural Local Level Government. So it's a great project achievement, and 12 projects in Inaugural for the Rigo Central LLG at a value of 1.5 million. With the counterpart funding going through there, it's a great achievement for the project to roll out there.
The projects in Rigo Central consist of water and infrastructural sub-projects. The counterpart funding presented to RSDP this week will assist the cost of implementing these projects, despite the proximity of the LLG to the nation's capital. Accessibility still proves to be a challenge to aid these sub-projects for their successful completion. In regional news, China is willing to empower Pacific Island countries to tackle climate change by making it a priority in its cooperation with these countries. Chinese President Xi Jinping said this when meeting with Samoan Prime Minister in Beijing this week. China will work with Pacific Island countries to promote the full and effective implementation of the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change and its Paris Agreement. She stressed that China does not attach political strings to its assistance to the Pacific Island countries, and China's policy towards Pacific Island countries is open and inclusive. A wheelchair ride up Mount Kilimanjaro was an offer too good to refuse for a West Australian woman who had to overcome fear and anxiety to make it to the summit. Chris Kerr is now among a select group of wheelchair users to scale the highest peak in Africa, and she wants it to become something more people can aspire to.
19,000 feet above sea level, emotions run high as Chris Kerr and her team summit Mount Kilimanjaro.
We made it to Gilman's Point, 5,685 metres.
A 5-day trek above the clouds without her usual wheelchair.
We have 2 of those trekking chairs here in Geraldton, and we'd just been trialling them in the Kalbarri Gorges and came back from that trial and got an email saying, do you want to do this crazy trip to climb Mount Kilimanjaro? We thought, why not?
A daunting task for anyone, but that didn't stop Chris Kerr and her partner Zane.
And this is like a really classic example of a challenge that even we thought that is a big bite to take.
The experience made possible by a willing team of guides and porters. Chris Kerr trusted them with her life.
And they were so invested in having success and having you have a really great experience, and they were just amazing. I just fell in love with them. They were all fabulous.
You know, when we talk about disability access, we talk about a good attitude first, and that was just the thing they had in spades.
For Ms Kerr, the main question isn't why she climbed Kilimanjaro, but why not?
The whole experience is about saying, you know, people want to go mountain climbing, why shouldn't they go mountain climbing? And for people to be less surprised that people with disabilities want to be out and about doing things everyone else takes for granted.
An achievement that has left this West Australian yearning for the next adventure.
And that's all for news. Over to you, Carol.
Thank you, Mary. Join me later after the break for your news and sports.
In its first 10 years, the PNG LNG project has had a long-lasting impact, contributing more than 26 billion kina to the state of Papua New Guinea. Equity distributions are paid to KPHL and MRDC based on the interest they hold. Tax is paid to the IRC, while development levy and royalties are paid to DPE. For more information on direct and indirect benefits, visit PNG EITI's website.
Hummel Petroleum is a major regional petroleum industry player involved in large-scale upstream, midstream and downstream petroleum and energy developments in the country. We are committed to ensuring that Papua New Guineans maximize benefits from the petroleum and energy sector.
Different. Can they be friends?
Yes! Friends are always here to stay. Yay! Friends are there for you. They care for you.
Friends?
'Cause that's what friends do. See you next time.
Sesame Street premieres Monday, 25th November, 6 p.m. on HBO Family.
Thanks for staying with us. In sports, with the registration deadline for the NCD Governors' Cup set for this Friday, November 29th, 2024, more than 60 teams have registered so far and are ready to hit the ground after the completion of all registration requirements. The popular annual off-seasons rugby league concept, previously called PACOP Cup, now NCD Governors' Cup, started in 2006. With the aim to drive awareness to youths of Morata suburb to now the biggest and longest running tournament in NCD.
With Foundation Tournament Director Billy Aki back at the helm, this year marks its 19th edition, with 64 teams locked in for this year's challenge. This includes last year's Cup winners Barra Folks Cliffhangers from Burns Peak, Hohola, after settling their 500 kina fine. GB Dogs also paid their outstanding fine and registered to participate again this year. For the first time this year, they have one team from Moveave Gulf Province called Lakekamu Breeze RL. In providing an update of the tournament, Aki also confirmed the inclusion of Bomana as one of the venues for the games. He also confirmed 8 teams for the women's competition. Patron and Governor Powis Pakop committed 300,000 kina towards this year's cash prize. When commending Governor Pakop for his ongoing financial commitment and support, Director Aki assured the governor the money will be put to good use to run the games and fairly divided among the winning teams.
Governor again reminded teams to play safely and show their true colors of sportsmanship as part of the festive celebrations. Whilst keeping the youths busy and away from petty crimes, the NCD Governor's Cup would also be used as a selection platform for the Vipers. The tournament is scheduled to kick off on December 13. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
The Northern Confederate is all set to host the 2024 National Rugby League Club Championships at the Lay Rugby League Oval this weekend. The event will coincide with the PNG RFL fourth quarter board meeting on Saturday. The 4 champion clubs from the 4 confederates will converge in Lay to battle for the country's ultimate national club champion for 2024. The clubs are Port Moresby Royals, Junior Peps KRL, Rabaul Panthers and Raumai 18 Miles United LRL. The PNG Baseball Softball Confederation has officially announced the 30 women train-on squad for the PNG women's softball team to the Mini Pacific Games in Palau next year, 2025. The selection was done at the recently staged 45th National Softball Championships in East New Britain and is in line with PNG OC requirements for qualification to the Games.
The Federation will continue to meet its obligated compliance issues outstanding with the regional and the World Baseball Softball Confederation and to the PNG OC to make sure the women's team get to travel and play in the Mini Pacific Games in Palau. The training squad is dominated by Port Moresby Gold and Port Moresby Black with 18 players, Kokopo 6, Rabaul 2, Gazelle 1, Bulamunski 2 and ACT Australia 1. Among players from POM Gold and Black are Florence Dapple, Mistil Jerry, Nadia Bias, Gertrude Simba, Florence Rovi and Freda Silacourt. Players from Kokopo 1 and 2 include Rosa Myra, Juliet Seri and Nelly Manai, among others. From the Bulamunski team are Marceline Kumalam and Selina Rovono, from Gazelle, Lorraine Roger, and from Australia is Kalani Selu. The team will be coached by Ken Selu as head coach, Carolina Pellis is assistant coach, and NC Palin as team manager. Training programs and schedule will be announced in due course once all players are notified. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
The inaugural PNG Youth Games kicked off yesterday at the National Sports Institute in Eastern Highlands Province with Minister for Community Development, Youth and Religion Jason Peter officially opening the event. The Games bring together over 1,000 athletes from 21 districts across the Highlands provinces, showcasing talent in athletics and team sports. The opening day featured an exciting lineup of athletic events, including the 3,000 meters, 100 meter, 200 meter, 400 meter, 4x100 meter relay, and javelin. Ball games such as soccer, volleyball, and touch football were held at the National Sports Institute, while basketball matches took place at the YC Hall. PNG Sports Foundation CEO Micah James was present to officiate the week-long games, which have been running smoothly with no disruptions. Local police and volunteer youths have effectively managed security to ensure the safety of teams and officials at all venues. Gorka Urban District dominated the first day's medal tally, securing 10 medals, 6 gold and 4 silver, followed by Ungai Bena with 5 medals, 4 gold, 1 silver. Jimmy District also earned 5 medals, while Nipa Kutubu secured 4 and Okapa and Mendi Munihu won 1 medal each. Games Sports Director Jeffrey Gideon expressed optimism about the event's potential to uncover hidden talents in the region.
In the 7 provinces in the lower and upper highlands of Papua New Guinea, we have 36 districts. Originally, 36 districts expressed their interest to attend the inaugural regional youth games. However, due to financial and not much support from the host district is leading the medal tally as of today's competition.
The games will continue throughout the week, concluding this Saturday. And finally, it's official. Ben Hunt will be playing for the Brisbane Broncos under new coach Michael Maguire in 2025. Hunt has agreed to a 2-year deal worth around $600,000 a season to return home to Red Hill in Brisbane.
The Kangaroos and Queensland Star personally phoned Dolphins coach Christian Wolff and Sydney Roosters coach Trent Robinson to inform them of the decision on Tuesday. With the Brisbane Broncos preparing for Ezra Mann to be rubbed out for up to all of 2025 over his off-season car accident, the signature of Hunt is a major coup for the Broncos. Hunt, who will turn 35 in March, will wear the Broncos' number 6 jersey, made famous by champion players Wally Lewis, Kevin Walters and Darren Lockyer. The combination of Brisbane captain Adam Reynolds and Hunt in the halves will provide the Broncos with the NRL's most experienced playing combination. It also means Maguire will fill a roster expected to finish in top 4 with strike players Rhys Walls, Payne Haas, Pat Carrigan, Kotoni Staggs and Selvin Kobo being guided by the experienced playmaking pair. The Broncos have been bullish about their desire to sign Hunt ever since the St. George Illawarra made the call to cut the Redvic captain loose early this month. The signature of 334-game NRL playmaker is a major coup for the new Broncos coach Maguire as he sets about implementing a blueprint aimed at turning the Broncos back into an immediate premiership threat. Hunt's return to Brisbane sets up the opportunity for the experienced ball player to right the wrongs of the 2015 Grand Final when he famously dropped the kick-off in Golden Point. Cowboys champion Jonathan Thurston then kicked a field goal to win the North Queensland Cowboys' maiden premiership. Hunt then left the Broncos at the end of 2017 to spend the next 7 seasons at the St. George Illawarra Dragons. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
And that's all we have for sports. Over to you, Mary.
Thank you, Carol. We'll now have the weather forecast. Southern, Port Moresby, partly cloudy with possible showers and thunderstorm. Daru, cloudy periods with few showers and possible thunderstorm. Alotau, partly cloudy with possible brief showers. Momase, Lay, cloudy periods with few showers. Medang, partly cloudy with few rain showers, possible thunderstorm. New Guinea Islands, Lorengau, cloudy periods with few rain showers and possible thunderstorm. Kokopo, Rabaul, partly cloudy with few rain showers and possible thunderstorm. Buka, partly cloudy with few showers and possible thunderstorm. Highlands, Mount Hagen, partly cloudy with few showers and possible thunderstorm. Goroka, Barnes and Kundiawa, cloudy periods with few rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Mendi, Tari and Wabeg, cloudy periods with some rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Waters of southern PNG Indonesian border to Daru to Kiwai Islands to Kerema to Yule Island to Hood Point to Samar Islands, seas 0.5 to 1.5 meters, rising to 2 meters along southern PNG Indonesian border. Waters of Samar Island to Cape Bogle and all Milne Islands, waters of West New Britain and waters of Bougainville, seas 1 to 1.3 meters. Waters of Cape Bogle to Huon Gulf to Finchafen and waters of Finchafen through Vitia Strait to CSA Long Island, seas 1 to 1.5 meters. And waters of Medan to Wewak to Vanimo and northern PNG Indonesian border, and waters of Manus and its western group of islands, and waters of New Ireland to East New Britain, seas 1 to 2 meters. And that ends another edition of TV1 News. Have a pleasant evening. Bye for now.
The TV1 News was proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.